a little dead meme. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? What am I ring? Fuck you, little bitch. Hey, look, I'm hoping some bread. Fuck you, little bitch.
Whoa there, fellows. Crazy. Welcome to the Snark Tank Podcast. It's me, Chris, and I'm here with Sweeny. Derek couldn't make it. Actually, some crazy shit. I think...
For real, like it's not even fake this time.
Yeah,
like it's something wild's happening, and he can't make it. That's all we could say.
Yeah, we won't get too into it, but I'm pretty sure he was exposed to 10,000 liquid gallons of chlorine gas. So he's getting his skin put back onto his skeleton, and
he's gonna be a cyborg now. He's not gonna be a regular dude. So
yeah,
be prepared to see fucking niggaborg Derek soon.
Yeah, he should be fine. We'll figure it out when we get it sorted for next week. But in the meantime, it's gonna be just a Chris Raygun and Sween affair. There's gonna be a lot of Destiny, a lot of nerd shit, a lot of comic book stuff. So
it's the Puerto Rican podcast today.
Yeah, actually, yeah, we own the place now.
We own the place. There's so few of us anywhere but New York.
I know.
In Florida, but we own the place.
I still can't believe, when I first got here, one of the first interactions I had with a girl here was, I've never seen one in person.
That's so crazy. Well, we're from the Bronx, New York. So, we're overexposed to Puerto Rican Americans.
No, but it's just, I would never say that about, I don't know.
Oh, that's definitely a little racist. That's a little whoa, I've never seen one of you guys.
It reminded me of when we first moved to Glendale, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, I don't think I've ever met an Armenian. There aren't very many Armenians in New York, from what I recall.
They're in the city. Actually. There's a small community in New York City, in Manhattan. There's a good amount of Armenians over there, but they're not like the Armenians that are in Glendale.
Right.
Because everything in New York, you just get swept away by the tide and you become a New Yorker more or less. You still hold your culture from wherever you are, but you're more or less from New York. So the Armenians you probably met, there are probably some Italians you met that were Armenian. Maybe you just thought they were something else.
Yeah, that's possible. But what I'm saying is I would never walk up to an Armenian in Glendale and be like, "Huh, I'm not sure I've met one of you before."
Because you're taught manners when you were little. You're not gonna say that to someone's face.
Yeah, but anyway, this is the Snark Tank Podcast. I want to open up with something that somebody wrote in with Connor King, because in the credits for the last episodes, we learned that there was another Connor King who challenged the other Connor King to a fight, or some kind of fisticuff, some kind of melee or brouhaha might ensue. So Connor King wrote in, Chris, please open the show by telling the other Connor King that I accept his challenge. So you guys figure that out. Maybe do
this is getting wavy, guys. This is getting kind of crazy, This kind of
reminds me of that whole. You remember that Facebook
Kevin's?
The Josh thing, I think.
The Josh thing, that's what it was.
Where all the Joshes faced off in some park, and then some little child Josh won.
Yeah, a kid Josh is victorious.
It's a good thing they didn't go with any theming with that. They didn't go Drake's versus Josh's, and then that picture would have been super awkward. But
well, some people have foresight. Foresight is a real thing.
Yeah,
I definitely believe some people can sense this is gonna age poorly, and those Joshes knew to get away from all the Drakes. There was no Drakes there. It was just Joshes.
No Drakes. No more Drakes, except for the one suspiciously texting Millie Bobby Brown when she's 14 years old. Anyway, hey,
keep out of that.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying anything. I'm just reporting a fact. Just a quick little thing that it should, it's not necessarily important, but it should be noted. We're moving soon,
yes.
Proper. This is in the next episode or two. We might be in a different place. I might be on the other side of the country.
They're coming up next week. We're gonna let you guys know right now. Maybe next week or the week after, we might not be able to do a cast.
Maybe, yeah.
Because there's moving happening. Me and my friend Joe are trying to secure a place right now, and then Chris is heading back east. So we might have a bit of a hiccup. We want to let you guys know that as soon as possible. within the scheduling. But as soon as that's over with, we'll be right back on schedule with every weekly, daily, bi-daily podcast.
All right, let's calm down. No bi-daily podcast.
A podcast a day, dude.
All right. Well, he'll do that.
Podcast a day, every day a podcast. Bro.
But yeah, no. Moving across,
it might be like 5-minute long podcasts every day.
That'd be so stupid. Oh my god. But yeah, so I don't know. Like moving's always a bitch. So we appreciate your guys' patience on that front. Come September though, everything should be fucking. September should be smooth sailing like
everything
nobody's
will be
business.
Gravy.
But anyway, that's really all I wanted to get into before we started. Let's start off on something. I don't know. Did you see this Twitter thread that was like going around about this white woman cooking noodles? Did you not see this?
I heard, no.
So
what?
like there was this thing. By the way, not much has happened, but I'm sure tomorrow some crazy shit's gonna happen, and we're gonna be like.
Well, something kind of crazy happened. Not exactly, but sort of.
Wait, what happened?
Us pulling out of of Afghanistan. That's kind of crazy, but like not really.
That's not a big deal.
It is though.
It is, but at the same time, like, so we did pull out of Afghanistan, and the Taliban swooped in and immediately, like
literally within hours.
It was like, you know what it reminded me of? It's like that archetype in like writing or like just like general storytelling of like the guy best friend who's just kind of like there, you know, and then like America's like, I'm done, and then like immediately it's like, yo, I'm here, yo, what's up?
The guy gets dumped or a guy goes missing for a little bit, and then the best friend swoops in and fucks the girl.
Yeah.
Literally that. It's insane.
Yeah. Dude, I think Kabul, I think is how you pronounce it. Kabul, like the place, like the head of.
Oh yeah, I think it's Kabul.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but the main, like, the capital of Afghanistan, whatever the fuck you want to call it, got swooped in immediately. Like I think within the runtime of like a standard sitcom episode, like within 22 minutes, they were just already under Taliban control. It was fucking crazy. But that is crazy and that is happening. It's just a matter of just like
fatigue with that whole situation. Because it's been going on for 20 years.
Yeah, like we should have left so much longer ago. It's insane. And then people are like, look, I don't defend Biden ever, really. Like, I don't like him. I think he sucks. But the idea that, like, oh, man, Biden really fucked this up. It's like, no. Like, the real fuck up is the fact that we were there for this long in the first place. Like, we could have pulled out at any point. And by the way, any time that we would have pulled out in the last, like, 20 years, this would have happened anyway. Because that government is a house of cards. Like, we were just literally just... It was like, you know those Lego exhibits? Where, like, they have, like, these big, like, you know, intricately crafted things. They look really impressive. And then, like, all the adults decided to stop working there. And they were like, I'm not getting paid enough. I'm bored. I'm leaving. And then all the kids just went, what's that? And fucking just pulled it apart.
Destroyed it.
Like, pulled pork, bro. Like, it's all gone. And I think they said something, like, this morning where, like, I read a headline that said Taliban spokesperson says... Which is, by the way, amazing that that's even a sentence. But Taliban spokesperson says they will institute
guarantee women rights.
Yeah.
Yes, guarantee women rights under the limits of Islam.
Within the bounds of Sharia law, they said.
Oh my God,
which is awesome.
The simple fact. Look. Okay, look. I am a sunshine and rainbows kind of guy. I think we should help when places need it, you know. But as a realist, looking at the Middle East, I don't think America has the resources to truly help that place. Especially in the current age, we just can't help them.
Well,
we can't.
We have the resources to do pretty much anything. It's just we don't, and the way that I always the way that I always saw it was just like, if you want to go and like do nation building and like help other populations, that's really all well and cool. We don't do that though. We just sort of like go in and fuck shit up. But even if we were to do that, actually like authentically try to help other countries and other populations in like third world countries or like countries that are war torn and ravaged and whatever, we still have like so many homeless people here, you know, and like veterans here who aren't assisted, and just like I think like some crazy
and like one in dude, like 3 in 5 people live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah,
and
I think
people don't have healthcare. Like we don't have the time to give a fuck about anywhere else right now.
It's like,
I hate that because I'm a foreigner by blood, you know, like in my blood, I am a person whose family's not from the continent of the US. They're not from the Americas, you know, so I get like how much America sending jobs and showing up and like doing whatever they're doing helps out. But we are heading towards a very bad situation really fast.
Well, it's just, for me, it's just, you can't, if you got 2 broken legs, you can't carry somebody out of a burning building. You know, so it's
exactly it.
It's just get your own house in order, make sure you're healthy, make sure you're fucking doing what you need to do for your people, and then, even then, I would argue, still kind of focus on that. But if at that point you decide, all right, let's help, fair enough, but we're not doing that. It's a waste of fucking time. Like, the infrastructure of the United States is a fucking joke. It's hilarious.
It's horrifyingly bad.
Bridges are just like falling like all the time. It's ridiculous.
The roads are just broken and bashed and beaten in.
Yeah.
How you can't, bro? The venture of me trying to find I'm not doing bad. I'm not doing amazing, but I'm not doing bad financially. The venture of trying to find affordable housing for me is crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's nuts, bro. In California, a 2-bedroom apartment is like $2,700 a month.
Yeah.
That is stupid. That is not a sound amount of money.
Sweeney, why don't you just live in Kansas?
Oh, live in Kansas? Yeah, dude. I actually could. I have a girlfriend who's in California. That's the reason why I'm still here. I'd live in the Midwest in a heartbeat, actually.
I don't think I could. I could do very specific places. I could do maybe Montana, maybe Asheville, North Carolina, and like...
I could do Tennessee. I could do I could live in a city or a suburb any fucking
I wouldn't be caught dead in Tennessee. Like, I could do it. I could not be caught dead. The problem is I grew up in New York and then I moved to California. And those are like the most United States that there are, really. Like, that's, I think, like, when people think of like first world America, that's usually what they think of. They think of like Los Angeles, like Hollywood. They think of like fucking, you know, New York City and like Wall Street. They're not really thinking of like, I don't know, Main Street in like fucking Ohio or anything.
Like, for me, it's like I lived upstate New York, and that's pretty much a suburb. That's like the suburb of suburbs. So I could live anywhere now.
The thing is, like, upstate New York is that. Upstate New York is the Ohio, is like Pennsylvania, is you know,
and that's perfect. That's just livable.
I hated it.
I am not a kid anymore, so like I can go do wherever. Like, I'm no longer bound. Like, driver's license, you know, cars, I can get a car.
Do you actually have a driver's license?
I have one. I just don't own one. If that makes sense. I don't have my IDs.
How have you not gotten that? You lost.
Because
hold on.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, dude. It's fine. It's
Kingston,
fine.
you lost your ID a month and a half ago, I think.
In June.
You lost your fucking ID in June and you haven't gotten it replaced?
It's fine.
You're out of your mind.
It's fine, dude. I'm chilling. Am I dead yet?
It's my God. Yet is the key. Fucking.
Am I dead yet? They're not gonna kill me.
How
if they
are
find
you?
Me.
How have you been able to look for apartments with no ID?
I have a password.
Oh, your passport.
I have a state ID. I just have a state ID.
Okay.
I just don't have my proper identification. Like, it's not in my wallet. So if someone runs up on me, I'm gonna get fucked.
Yeah, it's a bad situation.
I'm gonna get fucked.
I don't know. Like, the way that I think about it is like I hated being in like the woods in a state that is particularly like urban, you know, that is like, hey, you know, like, we're not that far from the city, and I still felt like completely isolated from civilization. It would be really rough. Like, I don't know if I could do it.
I'm fine, bro. I'm fine, bro.
I'm fine, bro.
Fine, dude.
What if
I don't give a shit?
Would you live in like Hawaii?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I live in Hawaii.
You're surrounded by the ocean, though.
I can live in Hawaii.
I thought you hated the ocean.
I probably wouldn't want to because of the volcanoes
and the tsunamis.
They don't get tsunamis like that, but like, it could happen.
It can easily happen.
It could happen, but like, you know, like I don't want to be near volcanoes.
When the when the big earthquake in LA happens, Hawaii's gone. Like it's just gone.
Hawaii's up, you know? Is it gonna go up?
Hawaii is up? What do you mean?
Yeah, California's here, California's like here and Hawaii's like here. And then Japan's like there, like down.
What?
Like Hawaii's further up. Like it's more northern than California is.
That cannot be real.
It is.
How?
It is.
What do you mean?
You see it, right? Like what you call look at the map of the world. Hawaii is a little more northern than California is.
Is it really?
Yeah. Right? It is.
I feel like
this is what every episode of us just together it turns into.
Yeah.
Us just on Google looking up shit. Yeah, Hawaii is slightly north. Slightly north compared to America.
That's not what I'm seeing.
It is.
It's like south by a lot.
No way.
The map I'm seeing says it's pretty fucking south.
Right now I'm seeing
if you type like globe map
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
You're right. You're definitely right.
Yeah, like it's fucking.
You're definitely right. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the Hawaii, I think
it's not very far north. It's like California's all right here, and Hawaii's like over like right over just to the side.
Bro, Hawaii's like super south.
Am I seeing? This has to be Hawaii.
What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's like right. It's like the northern part of Mexico, and then you go to the left a bit, and that's Hawaii.
Hawaii is parallel, like with Cancun. It looks like
it's with Cancun. Isn't Cancun south or southern Mexico?
Look, I can't. This is gonna. I'm having an aneurysm, I think.
Look, we know nothing about geology.
Yeah,
but we're
not
Americans.
We're not.
We don't learn geology correctly.
Yeah. We're not geographists.
Geographists.
Whatever. Let's start off with. We should just get into questions, I guess, because like there's actually a lot.
All right, cool.
And I feel like they'll
works.
carry. And like Afghanistan was really the big thing. Like I had some things, like there's like some stupid thread about some lady getting mad about some white woman writing a book about noodles, and like some games difficulty conversation that was like really annoying and really dumb.
The game difficulty one is, how do you actually feel about that though? Because I kind of agree there should be like, I understand that people want easier games, but some games are difficult by nature, you know?
Right. I
like you're not gonna get an easy Dark Souls, and that's not really a Dark Souls game, you know?
Right. I think that there is. I don't think that you can force a game to be for you if it's not for you. Like if you're like, if I asked like, man, I wish Bungie would have made a Halo where you don't shoot. Like, well, then you just want you just don't want to play that game then, and that's fine. Like you don't have to. There's plenty of there's so many video games now. And there will always continuously be more video games. You know what I mean? Like every moment that you say this is the best time to play video games is true, because time is linearly moving forward and there are always more. So like to me it's just like, just play something that you want to play. Like I understand like the accessibility thing. Like I think accessibility options are cool, like, you know, colorblind modes and like, you know, I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. And I think I appreciate games like Tomb Raider that actually had like a Tomb Raider actually like was one of the first instances of a game that I saw that had this, but like they had different difficulty sliders for exploration, combat, and puzzles. So you could slide puzzles all the way down if you just didn't give a shit about that nonsense, which I hate. I hate puzzles. Unless it's like Portal, where that's the point. I hate playing like an Uncharted game where I'm like going like exploring this ancient tomb, and then all of a sudden it's like, these ancient people built a door that somehow moves with rocks, and it's like
that's possible. That's not impossible, dude.
I've never seen it, so
that's not impossible. You don't go to archaeological digs and like, let me go explore these things. They might exist.
They don't. And here's how I know they don't. You know how I know they don't? Because in order for those to work, that means that they had mechanisms that opened doors with like keys, basically electronically, without any electricity, which would be
it's not electronically.
What are you
It's
doing?
more or less like lever systems, like levers and pulleys and shit. And we've had those for fucking centuries, you know?
If that was really possible, that would be the way every door opens, because it's a lot.
Nah, not anymore. Because those doors are fucking obsolete. When we got doors and metal latches that just simply do the trick.
I don't know.
But
man.
like, you know, like I don't know what a temple. I've seen like Chichen Itza, like one of the Mexican temples. And like even seeing that, I'm like, I don't understand how the fuck people built this. Like, I don't get it.
There's no temple that exists where like you shine, you take like, ooh, the light is coming.
No,
the
not
light
those.
is coming in. That's what I'm talking about though. Like this like ridiculous puzzle design that just like takes me out of it entirely, because I'm like, oh, this is clearly like, that is the point where it just becomes like, oh, a video game designer made this. And it's just so, it's like when you play a third person shooter and you walk into a big room and there's a bunch of chest high walls. It's like, oh, I'm gonna fight things in here.
Yeah.
We were actually talking about this kind of like recently, like because I'm playing a Plague Tale right now on PlayStation, and I walked into this like conversational space where like it was just like narrative stuff, like characters talking, and then I noticed two body bags that are usually used to like feed rats, and I'm like, oh, that's there, and I know that's there, so I know that this is going to be a combat encounter, so I'm like kind of like not really paying attention to the story because I know it's just going to get interrupted any second.
I agree.
And
well, I can still pay attention to it, but I just like how to explain. When we play games to beat the game sometimes, and that's problematic. That turns into a problematic way of focusing on games, because like while I'm playing, like I stream me playing like Baldur's Gate and shit like that, and people are like, "Wow, Sweeny, you're like not falling for anything." And I'm like, oh, because when I play video games, I'm like, all right, this game is my opponent. It's not I'm having fun in this experience. Yeah. It's like I'm trying to fuck this dude up, whoever this dude be in a game. So, and like that, like, but you gotta not see games for like, you walk in and like, there's a bunch of chest high bags. Wow, this is a corner. This seems like a place where you take cover. This seems like a place where you like draw people. That's not exactly how you're supposed to view games.
Right.
But it's hard once you've done that forever. Once you've played Destiny Trials for fucking years and like you go on Halo like competitive, it's hard to snap your brain out of like, I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing and I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah. There are some games that do, like, honestly, like actually to be real, I think The Last of Us 2 actually did a good job of like having like those rooms with chest high walls without it actually feeling like, oh, this is like meant for combat, because they did a good job of making the places feel like actually like the way they might be. So that's something that I would like. I hate that game mostly, but like I would say like, you know, it's pretty solid like design of like combat spaces and like arenas.
I guess I personally,
I'm not saying it was fun. I'm not saying I had a beautiful time. But I there were moments where I was like, oh, I didn't expect this to be a combat arena, you know? And I was like, I appreciated that, because that's actually hard to do. But
that game makes me really mad, so I don't know. It just took too damn long.
But dude, yeah, like if you're asking for like easy modes in like Sekiro or like Dark Souls or something, like I just don't, that's not meant for you. Like there's not even really any story there that would be like, that would shine brighter in the absence of challenge.
Yeah, that's just not one of those things, you know. You're not playing Sekiro for like, oh, super cool encounters where I really like the characters I meet. Like, nah, bro, you're playing a Souls game to see like how good you are at like learning mechanics on the fly, or how good you are at getting beat the fuck up. You know, like you're not really doing that for just really cool encounters. Like Red Dead, I guess Red Dead is one of those games where it could deserve an easy mode because it's such a long narrative. Or like Witcher, maybe?
Yeah, but that's the thing that those games do. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's kind of confusing because like a lot of the games that like people are talking about, like things, it's like, I just want a cool story. And it's like, most games with cool stories have easy modes. Like I can't think of I honestly can't think of one that doesn't. Like the only games that I could think of that don't have easy modes are games like Dark Souls, or like games that are like supposed to be inherently challenging that have no stories, and whatever stories are there, they're like, you could just get like, it's like background lore that you would be reading about even in the game anyway, you know, like, so yeah,
that's not why you're there. Those aren't the kind of games where you're there for like that. You're there for just like, you're there to beat the shit out of something, you know, like just go there.
Yeah. Like
can do that.
I play The Witcher on easy because I think that game plays like garbage. Like the combat in that game is fucking atrocious and it feels disgusting to me.
I think Witcher is complemented by like the Witcher gameplay is so heavily complemented by the game of Witcher. So I don't mind it. Like I just don't mind playing that game ever. Like cuz I like playing Witcher.
I understand.
So, like,
I understand what you mean.
But it's like it does play like mud when my brain is snapped out of me being absorbed and engrossed in it.
Right. Like
but then once I'm engrossed in it, I'm like, I don't mind whatever's happening. It's just great.
Like if you don't care about the story, there's literally no reason to play The Witcher. Like it doesn't play well enough to justify just a purely like gameplay focused experience. So like to me, I was just like, I like these characters, I like the story. I'm not willing to put up with this like annoying combat and like die and like respawn like a mile away and just like I'm fine just like cutting through everything and like it's no big deal for me. But so I get the desire to like kind of like want to chill with like a good story every now and again, but like I really don't see the lack of easy modes. Like I don't know what you're like. Halo has an easy mode. Like Doom Eternal has an easy mode. Like what
it
games?
Does?
Yeah, all these games do. Doom Eternal will make fun of you because I think
I don't even remember it.
I think easy mode in Doom Eternal is like I think it's called like pussy or something like that.
Fucking Kevin.
Kevin?
Kevin mode. Because what's the name of the game that has a Kevin mode? Is it
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about.
Is it Killer Instinct?
No. Oh, what the fuck is that?
Is it Killer? I think it is. It's like you do the hardest thing, then the last mode is Kevin because he's one of the guys that worked on the game and he was really fucking good. His hardest mode was like Kevin, or like it was a really random name. And it's like this guy is. You better watch out for Kevin. He plays no games.
Oh, okay. So the difficulty levels in Doom Eternal is like the first one is the easiest one is like I'm too young to die. If you're a brand new FPS player, you've never played Doom before, this is a good place to start. Enemies attack less often. You know what I think is a good middle ground? I think every game should have, as a generic cheat code, they should have God mode. Because sometimes it is kind of fun to just like fuck around and shit. And that was fun. That was in everything back in the day, and it was like kind of neat. And it's kind of sad.
There was God modes in games,
dude. There was God mode in like Grand Theft Auto. There was God mode in like Destroy All Humans. It was God mode in a lot of things. Like just the idea of like you're just fucking invincible, unlimited ammo, like the bandana. You know, stuff like that. I think is like fun, but like I don't think necessarily that every game needs an easy mode. Like what's an easy mode in like? Is there even a difficulty mode for like Telltale games? I can't imagine that there is.
No, they're not hard games. That's why.
Right. I don't know.
Hard games. You don't play Telltales and be like, oh my god, I can't get through this encounter.
I can't fucking.
Even I fuck up, but I'm like, for the most part, it's really not that hard.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to some general questions. Let's move on to some questions. Let's start with some fucking video game stuff. Let's
fucking talk about video games.
Let's talk about some video games since that's what we're. Actually, you know what? Nah, yeah, we'll keep going. Mike Childs wrote in.
Mike Childs.
I'm not gonna make fun of your name because that very well could be your real name. But that's like I don't know. Childs is always. I like that word, Childs. It's like funny. It's better than children, I think.
I like children's.
Children's.
Yeah.
What's that fucking TikTok we were watching the other day? It's like I hope
no one comes out this forest and fucks me. That's just so fucking stupid.
Fucks me. I love it.
I hope no one comes out this ominous mist and fucks me.
Mike Childs wrote it. He says, "Hey, you trio of moral derived fuckwits." I don't know. That's not grammatically accurate.
I think it would be morally derived.
Depraved, I think, is what you meant. But he says, what are some of your favorite maps in multiplayer games? Because some of mine would be Siege of Shanghai and Battlefield 4, Ballroom Blitz and Battlefield 1. I actually don't remember. I remember Siege of Shanghai only because that was the Battlefield 4 map that like all the clips are from. Let's when the building's falling down, and like I think everybody's seen that if they're even remotely familiar. But like I don't know. I don't
play Battlefield at all, but I do remember that map.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that map. I've definitely seen it and been like, yo, this is kind of cool.
You don't strike me. Bought the game. You don't strike me as somebody who has like favorite maps, really.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I have a ton of favorite maps, dude.
Like in Destiny, like what? Can you remember any of it? Because I actually can't remember the names of any of the Destiny maps, which is kind of like astounding.
Well, I love Bannerfall and Destiny. I like the Anomaly a lot. I'm a big fan of. Is it what is it? I think it's called
Exactly.
Exodus Blue. Then there's the
I think you're right.
there's one more map I like, but I keep forgetting it. It's the Mars, not Mars. Is it Mars? Is it the Mars Undercity map? I think that's the one I'm blanking on, but I love that map too. There's quite a few I like in Destiny.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's like when I played Overwatch, I like the
I thought that Greece map-
Valhalla.
Valhalla?
Obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Obviously it's a classic map. Then there's
Man. Yeah, this could be a long list. I'm gonna keep
There's
it.
a ton.
I'm gonna keep it simple and say like most of my favorite maps in anything are probably from Halo 2 because that has like some insane. Like I think the best multiplayer maps in like anything like is just sitting in that game, and it's hilarious because the game's broken. But I think like Turf and Waterworks and like even in Halo 3 like Last Resort with the big fan in the middle, I think that's just like a really iconic like
classic.
it just feels nice to be in that space. Like just the color palette and everything, just like the beach. That was like the closest I got to a vacation for a long time. It was just like loading up that map. It's like I'm there.
That's so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's really sad. But yeah, I think I would say
It's really sad.
I would say those.
I love Valhalla a lot though. That's like very much so one of my favorite maps.
Valhalla's a good
That was
one.
just every big team map ever was always that, and then you'd be the one kid like, I'm gonna launch on the fucking thing and I'm gonna go to the other side and fuck them up, and then you die in the air.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a very
every
classic.
time.
That's a classic little experience.
Like, I'm gonna fucking get them. And you're dead at sea.
I'm gonna fucking get him. Nikki Ziggy wrote in and says, "Hello, Rowdy Rough Boys. My question is mainly for Sweeny, as this is about Marvel, but all can chime in. Marvel has started introducing a lot of lesser-known characters, and I'm personally thrilled about it, especially Taskmaster getting some more screen time and hopefully better character than in Black Widow. I didn't even see Black Widow. So my question is, where do you think the Marvel franchise is going, and how do you feel about it?"
I think it's going in a good direction. They're finally starting to slightly break the whole everything's the same kind of thing, which is really good, because for a while it was just like everything was just Guardians after Guardians kind of. Everything was like kind of, oh, this is like Guardians. This is like a Guardians interaction. This is like a Guardians thing. And I was like, kind of like, I like Guardians of the Galaxy a lot, but I got sick of how buddy copy everything was.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that they're going their own way. They're going to hopefully add some more obscure characters, like adding Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Who's a literal psychopath. He's really cool. The Loki show did a lot of cool things, I thought, as well. Falcon and Winter Soldier was still very much so like on the lines of veins of Captain America, but it was just slightly more commentary on the characters of Bucky and Sam, so I enjoyed that. And then What If is really cool so far, so I think it's going to end up in a pretty good place.
Yeah.
They just have to slow it down. Like, there's just too much Marvel stuff comes out at once, and that becomes really draining for people, so people can't have time to like, all right, decompress and let's something else. Because right now, Shang-Chi's coming out, then Eternals is coming out, and then Spider-Man's coming out all in a span of 4 months. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. So they should probably just, pace themselves. Plus, they have the Fantastic Four and X-Men on the way. So I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm super excited.
I got so overloaded with it. I think after Endgame, I was like, oh, I got a good conclusion out of this. That's kind of nice. And then I remember, like, after Endgame, I was just like, I think I'm done. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll pop in every now and again. Like, I'm sure, like, there will be an episode of that What If show that's interesting. I'm sure there'll be, like, I'm sure I'm going to watch Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because I have to.
Well, think of it. Endgame, in that year, 4 other movies came out, bro.
What do you mean? Like 4 other Marvel movies?
Yeah.
Really? What came out during Endgame?
It was
Ant-Man, right?
Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Black Panther, then Endgame.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
No, and then Infinity War. And then after Infinity War, a year later. Did something happen between Infinity War and Endgame? No, right?
Ant-Man, I think.
Was it Ant-Man? Really?
Yeah, right? Because at the end of Ant-Man, they all get snapped.
Okay, so then Ant-Man was before that. So before that was Ant-Man.
I don't know.
Captain Marvel between that also?
I think so. The timeline is like confusing to me. Like I don't know. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like there's so many, and it's just at a certain point I'm like I'm tuning in for the things that I think I might be interested in. Spider-Man, I'm always gonna have a default interest in. I'm gonna see anything Spider-Man related, no matter what it is. I've just accepted that. it's kind of like I'm a Spider-Man fan more than I am a Marvel fan.
Yeah,
like, and in the same way that I'm more of a Halo fan than I am an Xbox fan. You know, like it's the same kind of.
I would say the same thing. Like I'm a Marvel fan a lot, but I am a diehard Spider-Man fan. Period. So even when I'm done with Marvel, I will watch anything that Spider-Man's in. Like I even like Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2, even though it's bad. I know it's bad, but I still like it. It's Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I saw webs and he had a red and blue costume on for a little bit. I was fine with it.
I had to get over that though. I had because I remember watching The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and thinking like that was fun and thinking it was cool. And I was like, it's like a bad movie, but like, it's a good costume.
That costume's not good, bro.
It is good.
No,
The Amazing Spider-Man 2? What do you mean? That was like the only thing people liked about it.
Chris, that costume is hideous, bro.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yo, I hate that costume, bro.
What? Like you like the first one?
I don't like it at all. I don't like those costumes at all. He has fucking blue fingers.
What are you talking about?
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield?
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 doesn't have the blue fingers.
Doesn't the first one have the blue fingers?
You're thinking of the first costume.
Did they change his costume in the second one, really?
Yeah, that was the only thing people liked.
They changed his costume that much? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it's because it looks exactly like the drawing now. Like in the new, like if you
Really?
Google Amazing Spider-Man 2, Google Amazing Spider-Man 2, you'll see like the first costume was disgusting with the blue fingers and like the fucking shoes.
And the fucking colored lenses?
Yeah, like the sepia tone lenses.
I hated that shit.
No, but Amazing Spider-Man 2 has like I think it's a really good costume, actually. I'm surprised you don't remember that.
I don't remember it.
Because it's just the costume. It's just
it's a regular costume.
Yeah, it's just the normal costume. There's some shots where it looks like shit, but like I like the eyes, like that they're finally big and like, you know, they got that they got the Ditko curve.
It's very Raimi reminiscent.
It is,
and I'm not a huge fan
really.
of the Raimi costume, but it is better than the other one because it was disgusting. The other one was disgusting.
I mean, there's only so many live action Spider-Man costumes that you know what I mean? Like there's only so much like even fucking what's his face? Oh my god, Tom Holland's is like CG most of the time. So like
that's true.
I don't know, but like I don't know. I thought this was a good costume. That first one is disgusting though, like actually. But I'm gonna tune in for Spider-Man. I'm gonna tune in for Doctor Strange because it's directed by Sam Raimi, and I'm excited at that idea. I hope it's a Raimi movie and not just another, because like you said with like the whole Guardians of the Galaxy thing, like the whole reason Guardians of the Galaxy was cool was that it was refreshing and kind of new. Like, and
Gunn got to do what he wanted for the most part. Those characters weren't big, you know?
Right, yeah. I'm sure they had like some oversight because, you know, it's still a Marvel movie, but like, I mean, for the most part, like that type of interaction wasn't super common. And after it was everything. It's not that that's like a bad style. It's just when that style shines for being unique and then it gets pushed into everything, it makes that style kind of annoying. Like,
yeah, because I like the movies. I do like them, but I didn't like how everything became sort of like those movies.
Yeah.
It just felt really weird how like everything was just sort of like the exact same vibe, the exact same feel.
I think it's kind of why Suicide Squad is so fun, is because like in the DC space, that's not a common thing. Like to see it's been a long time since I've seen a fun DC movie. Like actually.
It's true.
I didn't see Shazam in fairness. Like I heard that was fun, but like
it was a pretty fun movie.
Just the idea of just like that type of I think I have like an inherent bias against those types of superheroes, where I just hate them. Like the
you
tights.
Hate capes?
I hate tights and capes, like as a unit. Like I just think they're just
so
like
crazy.
the worst fucking thing.
For me, those are what superheroes are, exactly. Like that's the archetypical superhero, like tights and cape. Like Spider-Man is, even though he's not, he's more of like a new age hero in my mind, I guess, in a sense. Even though he's like still a tights jumping around, but he was just like, he was the generation after them where he was like, oh, this character is just wearing, he has no cape. He's just wearing a costume.
What's kind of amazing to me about Spider-Man is that he has remained in tights forever.
Yeah.
Like usually most superheroes in like recent adaptations on film or in live action, usually they have like some kind of build up to their costume, it's usually like, okay, well the X-Men used to wear tights, but now it's like a jumpsuit with like, you know, leather straps or something. And it's like, Iron Man's always been Iron Man, but like, you know, just this idea of like technifying everything. But Spider-Man's design is so good that he can still remain in fucking spandex and still look awesome. That is one of the coolest things about Spider-Man to me, is that he refuses.
Been like that.
Like
He's been like that for years.
But it's just amazing that it translates well still. Like that's kind of
Have you seen the
astounding.
new Miles costume?
No. Does it look like shit?
They massacred my boy.
Oh, what is it? Miles Morales
2021 costume
2021.
Bro, they massacred him, bro.
What do you mean? What am I seeing?
Looking for the one where he's like wearing like sweatpants and shit.
Oh.
It looks so bad, bro.
Oh, weird. Isn't that like his Spider-Verse costume kind of?
Bro, it looks so bad. He had the best. First of all, I don't like the Spider-Verse costume. I liked it I like the costume where he drew the spider on his chest. Where, like, he literally took a Spider-Man costume and he painted it red and black. I like that. I did not like the whole, like, him wearing fucking Nikes, him wearing, like, fucking Air Forces with a hoodie on. It just felt gross to me.
I don't know. I like the hoodie and the shorts. I think it looks good.
You like it?
Yeah. It's not my favorite Spider-Man. It's not even my top 20 favorite Spider-Man costumes.
He looks so much better with his, because I think he has the best Spider-Man costume.
It's just black. Just the black
tights.
It's
black and red. It's black and red, and it looks nice. You know, like I think the best costumes, obviously the classic, and then like the black costume. Those are like the best ones to me.
I don't know. Like I think Miles's normal costume looks like super generic because it just looks like a Spider-Man clone. It just looks like
I love it.
It looks like a Spider-Man OC. Whereas like I don't know. Like I like the shorts and the hoodie. I think it has personality to it.
I hate it personally.
It reminds me of like Quick Change Peter, like whenever he would have to like. I always love those costumes in the video games where you could play as like Spider-Man in jeans and like he's got the mask on and like he's got only the shirt part on, but it's like under like a long sleeve. It's because that is to me how I would imagine like if a kid got bit by like. If a kid got powers like that, that's the costume that he would have, probably. It would just be like normal clothes and his face would be hidden. It wouldn't be like this like sewn spandex.
I think at the time it would have been like when they first were doing that shit, obviously they would have been like, oh, this guy's gonna make like a proper costume to sort of look like a superhero. But I actually really like in the Spider-Man game, when you play as Miles in the very beginning, how he has like the winter costume on, and this is a Spider-Man mask and him like wearing like sort of street clothes. Mm-hmm. Cause that's fine, but I don't like him having the costume on over like street clothes over the costume and some of the costume visible. That just looks kind of dumb to me. Or like when Tom Holland in his movie, when he had the Spider-Man costume and it was kind of just like a bunch of sweat clothes, like a jogging suit and all that shit. Like that looked nice. Like, oh, that's how a modern costume would probably look.
Oh, I'm seeing the sweatpants thing you're talking about. It's like red.
Yes.
And he's got like a sweatshirt and like a weird mask.
Yes. Yeah, it looks.
That's not a great. Yeah.
They murdered my boy,
he just looks like Nico Bellic. He just looks like fucking Grand Theft Auto 4 like jumpsuit
Nikolai,
guy.
fucking.
Cousin, let's go bowling, cousin. That's a rough one. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
I don't like it, man.
I don't know. Like I kind of like Miles' suit, but fair enough. That's not an unreasonable opinion. Jimmy the Outrageous Scoundrel and America's Favorite Wizard wrote in. He says, "Bonjour, you bam squabbling baffle gabbers." That sounds like it's a contender
That's
for
close.
like. Yeah, it's a contender for a fake slur for sure. But he says, I'm a first-time patron. But I've been a fan of the show since the Zach episode, so that's episode 0. That's the very fucking beginning.
The first.
Perfect. So happy to be finally hucking some shekels your way. My question is about the Big Apple, New York City. Sorry, Derek. You don't have to apologize because he's not here, because I tailored these questions for this episode specifically. And he says, despite living in Pennsylvania, I've never once stepped foot in the state of New York, but I plan on visiting New York City for my 17th birthday coming up in September. Thing is, I find myself overwhelmed trying to plan this trip. I don't know where I'd start with deciding which boroughs and neighborhoods to spend time in, which restaurants to stop at. I live in the middle of buttfuck nowhere in a rural area of outside of southeast Pennsylvania. So the closest thing I've seen to bright lights of Times Square is moonlight reflecting on cows grazing at night. And Couple-Matic wrote in with a very similar thing where he's planning a trip to the Manhattan as well, or New York City proper. And so first of all, I'll say this. You can have... It's easier to recommend if you're not 17. You know what I mean? Like, if you're, like, over 21, I would have a lot more to offer you. But, I mean, there's, like, stuff. There's, like, the museum. There's, like, there's like some places...
The Met is one of the coolest places ever. Like, I love the Met. That's, like, my favorite.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite place to be in. Like, if I'm going to visit New York and I want to see something, I'll go to the Met. That's a cool one. There's also Central Park is cool. All of Times Square is pretty cool if you've never been to a place like that.
I would definitely recommend, if you've never been to Times Square, go to Times Square at night just once to see how fucking mind-blowing that shit is. Because when I first saw Times Square at night, I think I had like a panic attack because I thought it was daytime and I didn't realize. Because it is so unbelievably bright in
really
Times Square
bright,
at midnight that it's fucking astounding. And I think it is worth seeing. But you don't have to go there ever again. There's like really nothing there.
Yeah, Times Square is like not the place to be. Like, if you're gonna get robbed somewhere in Manhattan, and you're not in like Hell's Kitchen, Harlem, your Times Square is the place to be at night. Like, go there, see what you're gonna see, get in a car, get away from there. Like, it's not the place. You'll get robbed by like a pack of little kids, like little British kids too.
But yeah, I don't know. You could see like Broadway shows are kind of fun. I'm not really into musicals, but like there is some kind of there is something about like a Broadway proper play that's kind of fun. But the Met is cool. The Natural History Museum is also cool for the spectacle of it, although it's a bit of a maze. I always find myself having a hard time to get myself out of that fucking building. And I don't know, just like get pizza pretty much anywhere. And pretty much anywhere is a safe bet. I would recommend Joe's Pizza, but that's literally just a preference. And Joe's
Pizza is really good.
That's around Union Square on like East 14th, something like that. So like, if you're around there, check it out. The parks are nice, like Washington Square's fountain and the big archway. Like there are things to see and there are things to do, but like over 21 is when I can say like, all right, go to the Speakeasy that's like hidden under this fucking sushi restaurant, and then like the passcode is like fucking kill your mom or whatever the fuck, you know, like that's it's shit like that I think is like the most interesting part about that area in general.
Yeah.
Don't go into Brooklyn.
Is very interesting.
Don't go into Brooklyn, and stay away from the Bronx if you can. There's no reason to go to the Bronx.
The Bronx is much better now, but like people go like unless you're going for, because me being a New York denizen, I go to the Bronx because I know the Bronx is the back of my hand. So I'm going there to go to a very particular place on like 167th Street and then like freaking like Grandview where they sell amazing like Spanish chicken and rice and beans and stuff like that. But if you're going to New York, you're usually going to go visit like the sites. So New York the Bronx has the Bronx Zoo, Pelham Bay Park. Then they have the Yankee Stadium. Those are the three like allures of the Bronx. Then Brooklyn has Coney Island, and then it has Brooklyn College, and then it has
Brooklyn.
I don't know what else is in Brooklyn.
Here's the thing: the issue with Brooklyn is that Brooklyn has Coney Island, fair, and I bet Coney Island's fun. It's like a nice little place, but like
it's a good time.
Most of Brooklyn is just not entertaining. There's not really anything there. They do have the best pizza, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, it's the best pizza by like only a little bit because every other place has like pretty amazing stuff as well. So like I would say like the 30 minutes that you're going to have to travel outside of Manhattan to get a good slice of pizza in the Bronx doesn't necessarily equate to the value of the jump in quality. So like if you've heard like, oh, Brooklyn has the best pizza, that's true, but it's like you're still gonna get amazing pizza in the city anywhere you go. Like even in fucking Yonkers, you'll get amazing pizza. Don't go to Yonkers also.
Even upstate New York, you get good pizza.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
like where we grew up there's a chain restaurant called Giacomo's in upstate New York that sells insanely good pizza, and it's a chain restaurant.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense. It's like great.
Yeah,
I love it. Like when I get Giacomo's, I get excited. I get giddy because it tastes so good.
They know how to make it. Like I don't know what it is.
It's just the New York style of making pizza. Like I don't hold New York as like a pinnacle of the world like some people do, but like New York's pizza is better, you know, we have better pizza, we have better bagels. There's just a culture of making those things there.
But yeah, I would say main thing, just like trying to look for some good food, which there's always like, it's a pretty safe bet. Like when you're in New York, that you're going to be eating at a place that's pretty fucking good. Like that's one of the best things about it, I think. And it's super cheap there too. You can get like really great pizza for like $1 from like 3 angry Arabs in like some hole in the wall off of some random street. There's one that's like really good.
Walking down 42nd, and you'll just be like, oh, right across the street from the giant, the Big Apple Pizza, the comic book store.
Yeah,
go across the street and you'll get $1 pizza, and it's just pretty good. It's like amazing.
It's amazing.
It's just the nature of the place.
That $1 pizza will be better than anything you've had
anywhere else.
Maybe Pennsylvania's close enough that there's probably like some good pizza there, I would imagine. But still, I would say it's all about the food. And let's move on. Let's get some fucking other questions. Chazen Tom wrote in. He says, hello, my 3 extremely well-endowed gentlemen. When does a character cross the line from being unlikable yet well-written to just badly written and also unlikable? Or vice versa? Examples would be good too. Like for me, is Amber from Invincible, specifically the I know you have powers shit. I liked her before that. Another is Korra. I like her type of character way better than Aang's. Aang's is a pussy, sorry, Sweeny. But her show is also so hit and miss that I can't bring myself to place her above him. That Amber thing was wild.
That was just weird.
Spoilers
and I don't know.
For Invincible, by the way. You can skip ahead a little bit, but
yeah,
the scene where like Amber reveals that she's known that he's had those powers and is still mad is insane. It's actually one of the dumbest character decisions I've ever seen implemented in anything. And it actually like, I think that scene tanked the rest of the show for me. Because, like, I liked that show quite, like, I enjoyed it. But that scene really, like, was like, that is so dumb and irredeemably obtuse that I can't bring myself to care about this character anymore.
It was just unbelievable, you know? Like, it was just like, what?
Yeah. It is the most unrealistic thing to happen in that show. And there are superheroes and aliens invading and like children who become monsters and get younger every time. You know, like that show is so full of high concept, insane, like off the wall bullshit. And that was the least believable thing to me, was the fact that she was still mad even though she knew he had powers. I couldn't fucking believe that.
That bothered me. I was like, oh, okay. So you know, it was just one of those weird, like, it just didn't, I couldn't put my finger on why they made her do that.
Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Because in a comic book that they base it off of, she finds out and she's like, well, you have powers. Okay, I get that. This is strange now, but I'm your girlfriend. But in that, it's just like, I knew and I'm mad. Even though he like saved your life like a few minutes beforehand and you knew why he wasn't there, because he was saving lives, because he's a super person.
That's the frustrating, that is the frustrating part of it, is that like she's mad because he ditched them in the middle of like some supervillain fight, right? That's literally what the impetus for the conversation was.
That's why it all like it started, right?
Right.
But
so like he ditched them to go change into a superhero outfit and save them, and then she's mad at him for ditching them.
No, she's mad at him because he didn't tell her, right?
The fuck?
But the thing is, like, that's like being like, not to the same degree, but it's like being mad at someone for not telling you they've been sexually assaulted, or like something that's serious. That's like a heavy, like that's weight. There's weight to that situation, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can't just go around telling each and everybody like, hey, my dad's Omni-Man and I'm invincible and I have superpowers, because then that just makes things weird. But she got mad. I just don't.
There are certain characters with a lot of flaws that I really like. You know, I really like Vegeta, for instance. He's like this big hot-headed asshole who always gets people in trouble. He always puts himself first. He's an asshole. but everything that he does, even though like a lot of it is like dumb, I understand why he's doing it because his character reflects like why he would do these things. Amber was fine the entirety of the show, and then all of a sudden just pulls this random shit out of nowhere. And that's, to me, the second the character makes a decision that not only that I couldn't relate to, but I also couldn't imagine the character relating to. That is the moment where it just becomes like you fucked it up really badly. I talk about this a lot because it just sticks out in my mind so heavily. That scene in fucking Stranger Things where fucking Sean Astin,
God.
I can't get over it.
Oh my God.
He's walking into a building full of demons with a gun to retrieve something, and retrieves it and forgets the gun.
You won't give up on that.
Because
you won't give up on that.
Because it's so unfucking believable. And they could have just easily because you know what's frustrating about it too? Is because he's a clumsy oaf. Like, he's a clumsy dude.
You just dropped it.
He could have easily just picked it up and dropped it down the stairs. And by the way, like, they were supposed to be like super silent, so that would have made noise. It would have made no sense for him to go grab the gun. They could have made it make a lot of sense, but they just didn't. They just had him forget the gun. And it was just like, I hate you now. Like, you're not even, I liked you before, and now I'm happy you're dead. It's easy for me. Like, overnight, for me, my opinion on a character can change.
I tend not to like asshole-ish characters, you know? That's me. But honestly, I do like Vegeta, because the thing about Vegeta is that, one, he's the one that sets up his ass whoopings always. Like, Vegeta is he's the culprit for each and every one of his ass whoopings. And though I hate that he causes problems, I can respect Vegeta, you know, because his character makes sense. He's the same prince who he was taught, he was like, he's the best of the best, and he came to some backwater fucking planet and is getting beat by this guy that has the dumbest hair in the universe, you know? Like, I understand where that comes from. Or like characters, like, who's another character that I just like? Like, who's another shitty character that I just enjoy? Like, even Batman, you know? Like, even though Batman makes me mad, I like Batman because of the fact that Batman is just as mentally unsound as everybody in the city of Gotham. No one in Gotham's okay. Batman is the one that thinks he's helping. So he beats the shit out of disabled people, and like he doesn't trust anybody. But because, you know, like when he interacts with the Justice League, right? Batman is supposed to be the human of the group. He's supposed to be like the most grounded human person. And he exemplifies all the best and worst traits in people, you know? He doesn't give up. He always keeps fighting. You know, he perseveres and he can endure a lot. But he's also skeptical, cynical, afraid of things he doesn't understand, and just kind of like abrasive. So Batman's character does fit well in the world he's in. There's very few characters that like just I snap and I hate. But I guess one who's do I just can't stand? Who's the character that's I can't stand him? Like, nothing about him's redeemable to me.
Oh, Han Solo. You said you don't like Han Solo.
I don't like Han, but I don't hate Han Solo. Like, that's crazy to hate him.
Right.
I just like Luke more. I don't even hate Han. But who's like damn, I hope this motherfucker dies immediately.
Irredeemable characters.
That's insane. I don't think there's anyone that I'm like,
It's
Amber was the worst so far I've seen.
Yeah, and even that was like, that was just really dumb. It wasn't like,
it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what's going on here?
It wasn't like evil. Yeah, I don't know. You can put a pin in that.
Like Micah. Fucking Micah.
Micah.
But Micah's a good character though. But
that's
still, like,
dude, that whole game is full. Like, every character in that game is fucking a goat, man. I love Red Dead 2.
The best character in that game is fucking what's his name, dog? Sean. Is Sean the black and Native American guy?
No.
Is that Sean?
Was it? What was his name?
Sean?
It's been a minute.
His name's the Red Dead character, Red Dead Redemption characters.
Dude, like, that game's so for Arthur Morgan's like one of the best characters in video games, like, for real. Charles.
Charles, Charles' whole entire story is so fucking perfect.
Yeah.
He's just great. and fucking Maka, fucking piece. God damn it, Maka.
God damn it, Maka. God, man, I really
goddamn city, Maka.
I think honestly, like when I'm in New York and I get situated, I might be at a point where like I kind of want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 again.
I can't play Red Dead 2.
I love these characters so even Micah, like what a fucking shithead. But I actually love that character. Trelawney, fucking John Marston, fucking all these guys.
John is amazing. John is, they do such a, because John's already developed as character by the end of Red Dead 1. But then you see why he tries so hard to do good because of Red Dead 2. And you're like, bro, I just love this character.
It's fucking crazy.
Like, John keeps fucking up, and Abigail's like, John, you can't do shit right. And he's like, woman, I'm trying. I'm just trying. Why don't you get it? It's hard. And she's like, God damn it, John, you suck dick. That's why I'm fucking somebody else. He's like, I can't do this. I'm a hitter.
It's really good. I fucking
Dutch
love
Van Delay.
Red Dead 2 is, it's not everybody's cup of tea is like gameplay wise, but like that story really like even. Honestly, I would recommend even just like if you just watched like a silent like edited like let's play like where they put all the fucking story parts in it. I think it's worth it too. Like because it's such a fucking great story. Like actually,
fucking Maka. Fucking Maka. I don't know, but I don't have a character I despise.
Yeah,
like, there's not a character that comes up that I'm like, oh, I can't fucking stand you. But what happens is when a character makes a decision that doesn't make sense to their character for no reason. Or is just unnecessarily like it just anytime a character counteracts how they should be acting is when it becomes a bad character, you know? Like anytime. Like I think one of the best characters in a show I've ever watched is Zuko. Zuko's fantastic.
Zuko's a great character.
He's a great character. Even honestly another great characters, two characters that work well because of like opposites are Trevor Belmont and Dracula. Because the way they shadow each other. Like in the very beginning, Trevor hates humanity almost as much as Dracula hates humanity, but seeing this dude be a real fucking monster, he's like, yo, maybe humans aren't quite that bad because this guy really sucks.
Yeah.
So
God,
like
that was a great show too. I don't know.
Bro, I wish I could forget it.
We can
I
go.
wish I could forget it.
Yeah, and just watch it again for the first time. That was so fun. I don't know. This could go on for a long time, but like I don't know. It's hard for me to hate fictional characters. You know, like it's really difficult. Like I think the most recent fictional character I hated. Who?
Rey. I hate Rey.
From what?
Star Wars.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say from fucking the movie about Ray Charles. I was like, he's real first off, but also like, why would you hate
the character Rey from Ray Charles? I don't know how you could. You know what? I'm just gonna let that pass.
What? You don't remember?
I remember that movie. I saw it like 3 times. I get it. He's a real person. He was born.
Right.
But I didn't like Rey at all. Rey made me question if I was a misogynist. Because how much I didn't like her.
I know what you mean.
Because I saw the movie and I was like, I think I like it. She's a girl and she's kicking butt.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those. It was one of those things where it's like, I know I'm probably not supposed to say this, but it's very true that like this character is really shitty, and it's like it is really not like I don't hate Rey because I don't. It's the opposite of hate or love that I have for Rey. Like I'm just completely indifferent to Rey as a fictional. If she was erased from history, like it wouldn't affect me. Like I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be. It would have no effect on me if she was just erased from the annals of history. But like,
I hate that damn bitch. I hate her so much.
It's one of those things that's just true, but you feel weird saying because you know a lot of like psychos are going to agree with you. You know,
yeah,
like,
dude,
Rey sucks, and then like some weird incel is gonna come out. I was like, yeah, she's fucking the worst, and I fucking hate my girlfriend because she fucking likes bigger dicks than the one that I have, and it's like, okay,
dude,
all right, let's calm down.
This is a departure of character, but it's like when someone talks about like, you hate the police. What do you mean? People are out there looting and robbing, and I'm like, I want to be like, yeah, you guys shouldn't be looting, you know, small businesses. And they're like, yeah, you shouldn't because you black bat. And I'm like,
yeah. It's just
I didn't mean that.
every reasonable opinion that you can have is just tainted immediately by the internet because like it'll be upvoted in like incel Reddit or something, and then you're just inundated with like like, you know how many times I've like worded a tweet and just deleted it because I just know I'm just gonna get all these fucking weirdos. Like, you don't think I'm thinking like, man, it must be amazing to just
don't say it. Just
flash your genitals and just speed run the hardest part of being alive. That must be pretty amazing.
Yo, if I could show my genitals and I didn't have to pay rent, I remember we spoke about this before.
Yeah,
I would be on that in a heartbeat,
dude, for real. Like there are women like who just like never have to worry about rent again because they just have a pussy, and it's like that's amazing. Like, and I know that like if I tweet something like that out, some fucking like some Elliot Rodger type is gonna be like, yeah, fuck women. It's like, and it's like,
some
no,
Ian
it's just
Chong motherfucker is gonna be like, yeah, Chris Reagan's our fucking champion.
Yeah.
And then they're all gonna flood to your follows, and they're gonna, every time you post and you look at a post, they're gonna be there being like, yeah, dude, fucking women, dumb bitch, you shouldn't be able to vote. And you're like, no,
it's wild. It sucks.
get away.
It sucks. They
It's
just ruin. They just
terrifying, dude.
ruin everything for everybody. Like you can't have like a normal conversation.
I don't like the internet, bro. I hate it.
It's bad. It's not a good place.
It's bad.
We'll head towards the end of this. We got like one left.
It's bad.
We got one question left. Paraplegics aren't people because people are bipedal, wrote in. I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
That's charged.
I read it.
Calm down.
I read it. I did not write it. How's it going, Three Musketeers? Ha. Nice. But your joke doesn't work because there's only two of us. I've been a fan for a long time now. What is something you know you should see or play but never did? Personally, I've never seen The Godfather. I've never seen Seinfeld. I've never seen Fresh Prince. I've also technically played Mass Effect, but I only played 1 and 2 and didn't do most of the side quests in either. So I might. Wow, that's kind of wild.
How are you living? You're just living wrong.
That Mass Effect thing is weird because you basically just didn't play those games if you didn't do the side quests. But
Mass Effect 1 brings you through the side quest to finish the game, so you don't get your ass eaten in the. Yo, bro, what's your name again? Paraplegics aren't people because people are bipedal. Whoa, that's gross. But you're not playing. You're not doing things right.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough one. I don't know. Like I can't harp on you too bad because like look, I love video games. I went to film school specifically to learn how to like edit, like film. And I haven't seen most films that most people would have expected. I've never seen Fight Club. I saw Lord of the Rings for the first time like 3 years ago. I saw Star Wars for the first time like 4 years ago. I haven't seen most movies that people would have expected me to see. I saw Goodfellas for the first time, I think, a year ago.
What?
Like, yeah, because I wasn't watching serious movies, really. Because you know why? Because I would only ever see movies...
With our friend group?
I would always ever see movies if my aunt came over with bootleg copies of them from Gun Hill, from Mishula.
Of
the
course.
people who were sending them in the Bronx. And so I saw these, like, I would get these DVDs in like the really slim DVD boxes.
Super bendable, super fucking malleable fucking things.
Yeah, it was like a sheet of paper, and like
yes,
it would be like Garfield, and I would be like, all right, I guess I'll watch Garfield, and I put Garfield in, and I can't hear anything, and like some dude is like walking in front, and then loses focus like a million times, and I'm like, I don't think I like movies very much, because like for a long time I thought that's what movies were. Like I didn't understand what bootlegs were until like I was like 10 or like 9.
I can't.
It's insane.
I can't with you.
It's real though. Like so I missed out on a lot of movies. Like I saw like Back to the Future and like I don't know, like stuff
what have I not seen? I feel like I've seen pretty much every
Give me a good example of a movie that I should have no reason to be able to say I haven't seen.
Have you seen Citizen Kane?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I had to. Only because I had to for school.
Have you seen...
I hated it, by the way.
I don't hate Citizen Kane. I just watched... Have you seen Casablanca?
Yes.
Have you seen Forrest Gump?
No.
That's crazy. That's like such a fucking... Have you seen Have you seen The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah. A lot of the older things I've seen.
Sound of Music you've seen too, I'm guessing then?
Yeah. Like a lot older, like 50s and 60s stuff, because that's what my parents would just like put on. But like I'm talking about like Fight Club and like, I don't know, Memento. Like Memento I saw like super recently, or like Lord of the Rings. I saw the first 3 Harry Potters and part 2 of the last one. So
you have no clue how the fuck they got to that point.
No.
You're just like, yo, these were kids.
These were kids a mere moment ago. But like, I don't know. I haven't seen most of the Muppet movies. I haven't seen fucking.
I've seen a lot of movies.
I don't know. Let me think.
Which is dangerous because I've seen so many movies and like so many of them I don't remember, but I've seen like way too many moments of movies.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen every Muppet movie except for the newest one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. I've seen most of the Tarantino movies. I've seen Shawshank Redemption. Haven't seen it.
Really?
I just know what the Shawshank Redemption is through osmosis from like pop culture and like everything else. I never finished Inception. I've never seen front to back, beginning to end, an Indiana Jones movie.
Really?
I've seen various scenes of Indiana Jones. I've never seen Pan's Labyrinth. I've never seen I've seen Silence
Have you
of
seen
the
Crocodile
Lambs.
Dundee?
I've never seen Crocodile Dundee. I don't even know what that is.
Dang, it's about
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
That's a great movie.
Haven't seen. There Will Be Blood. Haven't seen it. Apocalypse Now. Haven't seen it. Jaws. Haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Jaws, really?
Clockwork Orange. It's a shark. You know.
But you're a film school dude, man.
Yeah.
You're like, because like when I was taking film classes, I saw that shit. You know.
The
Like
thing,
they made me watch that bullshit. Like,
Right.
They made me watch Jaws, and I was like, "This movie's stupid. Why don't they just not go to the water?" And everybody was like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, just don't go in the water. You're fine."
I've also never seen Die Hard or the original Blade Runner.
Never seen Blade Runner? You seen 2047
No,
or 2042?
I haven't seen any Blade Runner at all.
Really?
No,
Dang, dude.
because it's just like I think what I thought when I was in film school, especially like I had gotten to college already. I haven't seen most of these things, and I remember thinking like, it's probably good that I haven't seen a lot of these things, because if it's kind of like, you know how some things will like subliminally influence you?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where I'm like, maybe it's not such a bad thing, but then like after a while, I realize I'm not gonna do film. I hate film. I hate the industry of like film like a lot.
It's horrifying. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of Weinsteins and a bunch of like, you want to be a star? You want to be a star? I can make you a star, you see? And
You want to start? Do you have any kids? Do you have any children? You got any children you can sell me?
smoke crack out of a cigar to make it look like it's just a Cuban. But yeah, I don't know. There's probably like there's
So
countless examples of things
disgusting.
that I should have seen but just haven't. And I mean, I'll get around it. And honestly, most of these movies I haven't seen because like they continuously get recommended to me, so I just know I'll never forget about them. Like I know at some point I'm going to see Forrest Gump, you know, like because it's just fucking. But like what I like to see is stuff that like is new.
Have you seen Donnie Darko?
Yeah, I've seen Donnie Darko. I only saw Donnie Darko though in the last like 5 years, and it's like when
Same though. I'll tell the truth. I've only seen it last 5 years.
yeah. So it's like one of those. Pirates of the Caribbean. I've never seen any
you saw
of
it
them.
with us. You saw it though. You did watch it.
Where? What do you mean?
You watched it with us like a weekend ago.
I didn't really watch it though. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Like I didn't. I walked away like in the middle. Like what do you
True.
mean? Like so I just know about these things through osmosis, and I'll get around to them. I like to see stuff that's like new that like I know I'm gonna forget. Like Kid Detective. Like the Kid Detective was a great movie, but I know that no one was ever gonna recommend that to me.
That movie's fucked, dude. Kid Detective is a fucking watch.
Or some of James Gunn's stuff, like Slither or like Super. Super was fucking awesome.
I saw Slither when I was a little kid, and I remember there was one point where a thing tried to go up a girl's vagina. And I was just like, what the I saw that shit when it was new. So I was maybe like 12.
That guy.
And I was just like, what
That guy
the fuck? That guy made Guardians.
That guy is responsible for Rocket Raccoon being a household name now.
Yeah.
That is insane.
He was wildin' when he was younger. He was definitely hurricane punching people in the face as a kid, probably.
Yeah.
Because that movie's weird. There's a whole flashback scene. There's a scene because a girl gets pregnant by all the bunch of aliens, and he's like, "You got any food on you?" And he's like, "No." And then she like pops. She explodes. It's like a bunch of aliens. So it's fucking. It's something, dude.
Yeah.
Y'all should watch it though. It's pretty funny.
Oh my god. But yeah. Anyway, I think we've gotten through like a decent number of questions. Let's save some for next episode. This is obviously a little bit of a shorter episode. We're in the middle of like doing some moves. Also, Derek's not here. We want to keep it relatively light. So yeah, I mean, what can I say other than if you like what you heard today, consider supporting us over at patreon.com/snarktank. There's also snarktankmerch.com. That is also a thing that I keep forgetting to mention. We have merch. There will be new stuff later in September. We also have a sponsor deal for September that we can't talk about just yet.
Not quite yet.
But I think it's gonna be funny. But yeah, support us over at patreon.com/snarktank. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode and access to bonus solo episodes. $5 gets you your question read on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That's a one payment and you're in for good. And $25 it gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show. It's really bad today, by the way, guys. Like, I'm having a really rough time reading. So it's going to be extra bad. No, I'll do it. But I should say that Nikki Ziggy is among those who, for some reason, I verified that she's in the $25 tier, but it doesn't show up in the list. I don't know what's going on. But wanted to shout out to Nikki Ziggy. But I think I'm ready to do the little countdown.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god. Shrinkus Funkledunk, the Warlock of Maine at perpetual half health. Barbara Weston Chandler's Not So Instant Karma. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will now do. Fuck you, sir.
It's so fucking...
I am the grass
so
man. I am the grass man. The Iowa State Fair has a life-sized cow made entirely of butter. He who nuts loudest and last ain't right, because united we stand, united we come. The immortal words of the Council of Come. I challenge the other Connor King to a fight to the death. There can only be one. Big old Coomer, the Zoomer groomer. Paraplegics aren't people because they are people are bipedal. Roller skater, the bipolar masturbator. Deja vu, I've sucked this dick before. Applejack is the best pony, I will die on this hill. I called the Coast Guard to save my anal virginity. Chris Chan's awkward family reunion. The Quaalude shot from half court. Raber 525 and the mystery of the sudden uptick in tomboy appreciation. Jack Hing Hoff. Racist snake, 10 hours of Swansang Malboja, relaxing sounds for stress relief, meditation, deep sleep. I have a small dick, I have a small dick, I have a small dick, I have a small dick. 4 times. A Vex simulation gone sexual.
He's
tell
just
him,
letting you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
He's like, I have a small dick. It's small. I'm sorry. This is me.
It's just me, man. Take it or leave it. This is me. This is my truth. Tell him, Steve Dave. Chris Raygun, more like cringe gay cum. 7 trash bag 7. Otaku Bernal, and Kami, aka Kami Bernal, aka the Coom God. I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. Tubercularized Arthur Morgan. Andre Brooks, Antifus Maximith, who gave Mussolini the lead spaghetti. Damn.
Fuck. I like that, but
that's
fuck,
not bad. Kindergarten cock, not gay Ben. I'm not gay. No, really, I'm not. Seriously, I swear to you, you have to believe me. Chris Chan's dripping gooch gash. Derek would fuck the shit out of God to kill him. White guilt paying his reparations, but not guilty enough to shorten my name. Take my money. John Strickland, Limp Sniggins, Mercs 1889, Dank Magician of Chaos. Yes, Derek, it counts as bestiality if you want to fuck Tali Zara. He's not here to disprove that, so it must be true now. When in doubt, splooge it out. The First Church of Key David. Renegade Highway Tires just want to hug your face at high velocity. Goops McKenzie. Dildo. Penetrator of Uranus. A submissive femboy with breedable birthing hips and bootylicious ass just asking for back shots. Fucking Christ.
That's so that's not even disgusting. It's just so fucking much,
What's
bro.
a back shot? Is that when you bust on a girl's back? Is that what that is?
A back shot is when you're doing your... Yeah, pretty much. It's just like, God, is this when you're having sex with somebody from the rear? It's like doggy style, pretty much.
God, fucking damn. All right.
Bro, we're getting old because that shit's starting to bother us. I'm just like, yo, bro, just keep that to yourself, man.
It's not bothering me. I like to keep up to date with like what people are saying.
No, I don't anymore. Fuck that, man. I'm fucking old. I'm old and bitter. Fuck that. Shut up.
Oh my God. Try Jesus, not me, because I throw hands. I have no problem laying these hands.
Try Jesus, not me.
Oh my God. Okay. Drunken Doulahan. My penis engorges with blood whenever I think of the band Imagine Dragons. Pre-Roz. Doug Dimma Dumbass. A not so tiny... A not so tiny Asian man. Cum man, the man of cum. Blake 896, the epic Oshawott, silly putty eater. Future Hendrix, the messiah of misogyny. Fucking kill me, the official Snark Tank fan club for Taliban fighters. God, fuck. Hey, boss, asks of a woman shoves something up her own pee hole. Is it called sounding? Because, by the way, sorry for misspelling it. I don't know what you're fucking doing to me.
When you put something up your pee hole, it's called sounding.
All right, that's fine. Ryan Lucchesi, Crazy Ivan's Mortuary. You stab him, we slab him. Sloshy. Yo, we've been watching so many videos of fucking gamers raging and like hitting
rage, dude. It's so fucking delicious.
It's my
I like
favorite.
when they hit something. When they hit something and the scenery changes, like when you're like not looking at them the right way, or the freeze frame where it's like.
It's so good. The camera just freezes because they've hit the desk so hard that it disrupted it, but the camera's not fast enough to pick it up. So it's like the moments before you die for the camera. It's it's so good. Anyway, Crazy Ivan's Mortuary. You stab him, we slap him. Sloshy Scout, Atrasoni, Base and Red Pilled Sigma Male Grind Set, Cute Femboy with Sexy Thigh Highs, Tom Sweeny, the Atrocious Alien Fucker. Please check out my podcast called How Did We Get Here every Thursday. The Powerful Niggatry within Chris. Clip it, go ahead. I don't care. You can catch me saying it. Fucking fuck you. Guys, Dr. Drew is still alive. He was just on Candace Owens' show. Chris is the blackest man on the show. Hard to disagree.
All right,
Sport.
I guess.
Hard hat skydiver. The rancid and amber colored piss stain on Margaret Thatcher's grave. Oh my fucking god, you guys. Fuck you, Chris. My name will be as long as I want. I pay $25 for this shit. The Khajiit that doesn't talk in the third person because his father is H.P. Lovecraft. Yabba dabba domestic abuse. Alaskan oilfield trash. The Korean love child under grandpa's bed. The pussy hat incident of 2016. Juan Punchman. Marcus Shorten. Papa Nurgle. Jank Uyghur. Re-education czar of Zhang Game Controller 25. Tom's breedable Mexican femboy. Murder Ascended. Keith David, the dyslexic that feels Chris's pain. I'm breathing in the chemicals. I hate you. Lobotomized Jesus.
The chemicals.
Lobotomized Jesus featuring Derek Chauvin. I'm so angry at that fucking guy. Don't make me sing Imagine Dragons.
You shouldn't have said that. You should not have said that.
I know, I shouldn't have said that. Whatever. Fuck off. Christopher Big Black Man Boykin. I remember the hot Twinkies. The Bussy Bandit, sorry babe, but ritual by the Black Dahlia murder stays on during sex. The first ever game to introduce Rumble feature, Worm Odyssey, Hiroshima Spicy, I'm sweating. Hiroshima Spicy Mushroom, Dummy Thick Dave, Heartless Wretch, aka the Black Man from the Worst Borough. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. That's a nice cock. Chris Chan's cum and coke cocktail. Yummy, 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 come inside my tummy. Jackson Absage, Badly Brave, and Final Page. Last few. Hugger Derek, the movie theater manager. Aetherian, Chris Gate, my Perjurian hunting ass. All hands on Dick. Arrow, Barbara Chandler's unanswered phone call to incest hotline. Melphis 1, El Culebron, Richter 86, and as always, rounding out the list, King of Haphazard.
King of Haphazard. Awesome, dude. Okay. Sick.
I'm so hungry, it's unreal. So I'm gonna go.
All right, bye guys. Take care, stay safe. We'll see you all soon.
Bye-bye.
What a ring, fuck you little bitch. Fuck you little bitch.